Yeah, it's the KLH Show, starring me, KLH. Now don't be afraid, just grab onto something real tight and come on in and check me out, alright?
So, at this point in the show, we're going to do the wrap-up, which is when we wrap up what we talked about in the show. Real quick, I just want to run through it. I talked about race and how it has raised its ugly head and has made its presence known in the presidential race for the White House. On the one hand, you have, and I don't know who started it first, but the first time I recall is when the Clintons started making a couple of comments about comparing Barack Obama to Jesse Jackson and saying, implying fairly directly that the only reason that he was winning or would win South Carolina was because he's black and there's a lot of black folks down there. Discounting the fact that he's an extraordinary talented politician. And then you have Bob Johnson, which I didn't mention earlier in the show, but I'll mention now. Bob Johnson, who was the founder, is the founder of BET, who rose the issue of Barack Obama's teenage drug use to try to pull people away from his talent and what he has to offer and make them focus on his drug use and negativity. It wasn't actually a race thing, but it was a very dirty, underhanded, dirtbag thing to do. Then you have Geraldine Ferraro, who makes the idiotic statement that the only reason Barack Obama is where he is because he's black. If he was white or if he was a woman of any color, he wouldn't be where he is. He's lucky to be who he is. Now, I don't know what parallel universe Geraldine Ferraro lives in, but it has never been an advantage here in America to be a black man, unless you are a basketball player or a rapper. Outside of that, it's a hurdle you got to overcome. And Barack Obama is not where he is because he is a black man. He is where he is because he had so much skill and talent and vision and ambition to overcome the hurdle, the challenge of being a black man here in America. And I am not at all saying that it is a negative thing to be a black man, because I am very proud of my blackness, as every black person should be. But here in America, it's a challenge to be a black person. Geraldine Ferraro, I don't know if she is stupid, but she damn sure made a stupid statement. So how that reflects on who she is as a person, you can decide. Jeremiah Wright, Barack Obama's pastor, he's been in the news this past week. There's this going back and forth where your people said that, well, your people said this, yada, 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 yada. It's a bunch of ridiculousness. Anyways, excuse me, Jeremiah Wright, Barack Obama's pastor, has made some very inflammatory remarks from time to time. They have been attached to Barack Obama for some stupid reason. I'm using that word a lot because a lot of stupidity is in the news today. And they are saying, raising the question whether Barack Obama believes these things and what he should do about his pastor and this and that. And I think it's all kind of crazy. The things that this man, Jeremiah Wright, said were very, very hurtful. They are not useful in the overall scheme of things, because at the end of the day, we are all Americans, those of us who are actually Americans. And the only thing that will really serve us is to find things to bring us together. The things this man said don't fit that. However, I think it's quite unreasonable to hold a person responsible for what their supporters say. All of us have people in our lives who have beliefs, who say things, who do things that we don't agree with. And if we are to be held responsible for people that are connected to us in some way, then all of us would be in the garbage. We'd all be hurt by it, because at the end of the day, we should only be responsible for what we ourselves say and what we do and believe, not what our supporters and people we know and perhaps even love say. They can have their own thoughts and feelings, and they should themselves be held responsible for it. Maybe they should be interviewing this Jeremiah Wright guy, and rather than Obama. It's all kind of crazy. And real quick, I wanted to talk about, just mention really quick, Elliot Spitzer, who's been a guy who's been championing, I think that's it. A little hard there. He's been a guy who's been coming down on these quote-unquote bad guys and the injustice and the corruption and and these people in Wall Street and all these highfalutin people that he's gone against aggressively to bring them down and bring them to justice. And here he goes hiring prostitutes. He had to resign because of this crap, and I'm glad. What he has done is, and here goes the word of the day, stupid. So, you know what it is. At the end of every show, we gotta get our drinky drink on. And since I had a lot of anger and discontent and disgust with some of the things I've been seeing, I thought we should have something kind of sweet today to drink. So, a little shot of Godiva white chocolate. Think about the irony of that. That's what we need more of. White chocolate. That should be the presidential drink of choice between the Democratic candidates for president. Hit me on the blog, blam, KLHshow.net. Hit me with your concerns, questions. Check the blog out. There's a link on there. Please go in there. Give me some comments. I've been getting some. I really appreciate it. You know what it is. May I live to be 100 years. May you live to be 100 years in a day. Thanks. That's sweet. Check me out at Pizza Castle Friday nights. Peace.